Some actors enjoy the spotlight for a lifetime, but others only manage to stay relevant for a few years. Well, if you are wondering why you haven't seen some actors on your screen, you've clicked on the right video. Welcome to Riveted. Today, we'll have a look at why Hollywood will never cast some actors again. Eddie Murphy is one of the people who would have made this list, and he's frequently voiced his disinterest in acting. But it looks like he's about to make a major comeback. Another person who almost made the list is Martin Lawrence, but thanks to Bad Boys for Life, he has also been spared. However, here are 10 actors who will probably never make a comeback. Number 10, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's long run as a top comedian, TV star, and commercial pitchman came to an end in 2015. More than 50 women came forward and claimed that Bill Cosby had drugged and raped them in the course of his career. Cosby was also held responsible for raping a 15-year-old minor. Public outrage was magnified by the fact that Cosby had previously represented so much of the American dream. A man who came from modest means and built a wildly successful career on the strength of his talents and hard work. His downfall struck just before he made a deal to develop a new comedy at NBC, the network that made him a groundbreaking Emmy-winning TV star in the 1960s. The Cosby Show reruns and most of the traces have been scrapped from the face of TV. And future generations may never know how great he was. The TV icon who was once known as America's Dad was honored with his Hollywood star in 1977, but there was a petition to remove the star. Someone even sprayed the words "serial rapist" on the star. Well, the arrest and his sentence didn't bother him much, but he will probably never work in Hollywood as an actor or comedian again. Number 9, Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown is best remembered these days by people who are between 20 and 30 years old for That's So Raven and The Proud Family. Well, they've not been besties with Raven Simone after the hit show That's So Raven. Orlando claimed to have had a sexual relationship with Raven, a claim which she refused. Then he proceeded to describe her breasts in uncomfortable detail. Brown also tattooed a portrait of Raven on his chest and neck in 2018. And it's not just Raven he has annoyed in the past few years. According to TMZ, the star was arrested for a DUI, allegedly threatening to kill a woman in 2014, and was arrested in 2016 for domestic battery and drug possession with the intent to sell. On September 2, 2018, Brown was arrested for a 5th time after breaking into his friend's restaurant and trying to change the locks. When he appeared on an episode of Dr. Phil, Brown claimed that he was 4 years sober and that Michael Jackson was his father, and that his full name is Orlando Brown Prince Michael Jackson, Jr. Orlando told Dr. Phil that he had 4 children, but he couldn't remember their names. He also said his oldest child is between 16 and 18 years old, which would have made Brown a father when he was between the ages of 13 and 15. Okay, this is not someone Hollywood wants to hire anytime soon. Number 8, Toby McGuire. Toby is best remembered for his role in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. Spider-Man 2 was considered the most successful superhero movie when it was released, but Spider-Man 3 was a complete disaster, just like Toby's career after that. One major problem with McGuire was that he never quite aged out of his boyish charm, making it difficult for audiences to connect with him as he began to take on more mature roles. According to sources, Toby also started demanding insanely high fees, and he said that a doctor should be present at all times on set because he had a backache. Toby had also been involved with several box office bombs, and Hollywood doesn't like that. Then there was the issue with gambling, which added another nail to the coffin. His name was linked to an illegal poker club that allegedly involved Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and DiCaprio. A woman named Molly Bloom, who organized many of the high-profile poker games, wrote a scathing memoir called Molly's Game, which detailed some of McGuire's alleged bad behavior. Let's just say the behavior was not Spidey-like. Toby has never recovered as an actor, and it looks like Hollywood is not interested in him as an actor. He's also currently 40 with 2 kids and is probably focusing on his family. Number 7, Megan Fox. Megan was famous for her incredible acting skills, but she was also known for her alleged terrible character. She's said to be exceptionally difficult to work with. Megan was dismissed from Transformers: Dark of the Moon and has struggled to find work in the ensuing years. While working with Michael Bay, Megan equated her director to Napoleon and Hitler. Well, that didn't go so well with Michael or any other director in Hollywood. Those who call the shots in Hollywood generally don't like to be criticized by actors. Megan was also a victim of typecasting. She has discussed her frustrations with getting roles in movies designed to show off her looks and sex appeal and doesn't provide a chance to show off her acting skills. Eventually, good looks and great bodies fade, and it becomes difficult to cast people who are in the industry only for their looks. In an interview, Megan got real about the Hollywood industry, which she calls morally bankrupt. According to the people she's worked with, Megan is simply not enthusiastic about working in Hollywood, and clearly, productions are not fighting for her either. Number 6, Amanda Bynes. The actress was very successful back in the day until she started abusing substances, eventually culminating in a DUI arrest and a mental breakdown. Amanda announced an indefinite hiatus from acting in 2010 as she struggled with personal problems. From 2012 to 2015, Bynes' public status was a compressed roller coaster. Ventura County Sheriff's deputies detained her after she allegedly started a small fire in the driveway of a stranger in Thousand Oaks. She locked herself in a New York City cupcake store bathroom. She was arrested for reportedly throwing a bong out of an apartment window, and she was placed on an involuntary psychiatric hold. Bynes has also accused her father of emotional and sexual abuse in a series of tweets, and later said that a microchip in her head told her to say those things. Hollywood wanted nothing to do with Bynes. In 2018, Bynes stated she had been sober for 4 years with the help of her parents and apologized for what she said on Twitter during her years of substance abuse. Bynes pulled herself together and recently earned a degree from California's Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, but has no plans to return to the screen. Although the actress has since recovered, her career has not. Number 5, Matthew Fox. From September 2004 until May of 2010, Fox played the role of the dedicated yet troubled surgeon, Dr. Jack Shepard, on Lost. He attempted a movie career, but that never really took off, with Alex Cross flopping at the box office, and his role in the acclaimed World War Z was mostly cut out. In August of 2011, Fox's name was dragged through the mud as he was accused by a Cleveland woman of punching her in a delicate area of her body. He was also arrested for driving under the influence in his home state of Oregon. However, these are not the reasons why Hollywood will never cast Matthew Fox. Apparently, Fox doesn't want to act anymore. He said in interviews that he never really loved acting, and he's always been picky when it comes to roles. Fox enjoys his privacy, and he intentionally moved away from the Hollywood scene to get away from it all and be with his family. Well, it's very difficult to cast someone who willingly doesn't want to be a part of Hollywood, especially if they don't even live within the vicinity. Maybe when he gets a befitting role, he will be back in the game, but until then, we will not see him on new projects. Number 4, Wesley Snipes. At the age of 23, Snipes was discovered by an agent while performing in a competition. His career flourished, and he managed to bag a couple of shows and awards. However, his image wasn't squeaky clean, and his career quickly went down the drain. Halle Berry spoke out against partner violence and shared the fact that a former partner of hers had hit her so hard that she lost 80% of her hearing in her right ear. The media assumed it was Christopher Williams, but he in turn accused Wesley Snipes. In 2006, Wesley was also charged with 1 count of conspiring to defraud the United States and 1 count of knowingly making or aiding and abetting the making of a false and fraudulent claim for payment against the United States. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison for willful failure to file federal income tax returns. Wesley has also been famous in the past for filing lawsuits. Around the same time that Snipes filed a lawsuit against New Line Cinema and those involved in the production of Blade, Trinity, the actor also filed a lawsuit against the city of New York. He also sued the IRS, and nobody wanted to work with someone with so many pending lawsuits. Although Snipes doesn't get very many big-time movie offers anymore, he still gets plenty of small-time movie offers. There's still hope when it comes to Wesley Snipes, and if he plays his cards right, he may make a great comeback in Hollywood. Number 3, Taylor Lautner. It's hard to mention Lautner's name without mentioning Twilight, and that is part of the reason why he's not landing jobs. It's not easy to move out of the shadow of a hit like Twilight. Some of his co-stars, like Kristen Stewart, have been able to move on, but we can't say the same about Taylor. Another reason why he's slowly exiting Hollywood is that another werewolf stole the spotlight, and he did a better job, so the craze around #Team Jacob died out. Yes, we're talking about Dylan O'Brien from Teen Wolf. Allegedly, Taylor Lautner has also become very greedy. After Twilight finished, he starred as the breakout lead in Abduction, which didn't do so great at the box office, but he had demanded $5 million to star on the show. He also demanded $7.5 million to star in Stretch Armstrong and $10 million to star in the biblical film David and Goliath. Well, he didn't get the roles because the productions didn't think he was worth the money. It's possible that Taylor Lautner is also taking a break from Hollywood to focus on his family and his girlfriend. He posted a picture with his sister in a hospital, and from his Instagram, we can tell that he's spending a lot of time on vacations with his girlfriend. Number 2, Hayden Christensen. When he was only 19 years old, Christensen was handpicked by filmmaker George Lucas to act in the Star Wars prequels. Apparently, the sudden worldwide attention left him feeling like a fraud. He packed everything up and went to live on a farm. Christensen wound up spending about 5 years away from movie sets. He returned to the big screen in 2015 with a faith-based drama, 90 Minutes in Heaven, which didn't do so well. Hayden knew that taking a break would possibly hurt his career, and it did exactly that. However, he doesn't regret the decision, and he said in an interview that he's satisfied. We don't know whether he will land a role as big as Anakin Skywalker anytime soon. And number 1, Cameron Diaz. Diaz seemed like she could take on any role in any movie genre and managed to turn it into a massive success. Almost everything that she touched literally turned to box office gold. Over her lifetime of work, Diaz's films have grossed more than $3 billion, making her the 4th highest performance actress at the box office. So what happened? Well, after 2007, Cameron Diaz became too comfortable and allegedly started doing safe roles. The consequence was that, for every hit she had, there was also a major flop. It's probably safe to say that her golden days came to an end and Hollywood stopped casting her. In fact, reports indicated that Hollywood started pushing her away for hotter and younger talent. According to her IMDb page, she doesn't have any films lined up, and she doesn't have her name attached to any upcoming projects either. In other words, Cameron is virtually non-existent in today's Hollywood. Her absence from the big screen may also have been deliberate. Over the last few years, she's been busy carving out a career for herself as a lifestyle author. And that brings us to the end. Who would you love to see back in the entertainment industry? Sound off in the comment section below. This has been Riveted, and we publish amazing videos daily.